Nitai-Pada-Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Nitai-Pada-Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Jechaya Jagat Jora Radha Krishna paite nai Neno Nitai bine bhai Radha Krishna paite nai Dridha kori dharo Nitāi-Pada Dridha kori dharo Dridha kori dharo Nitāi-Pada Dridha kori dharo Nitāi Se sambandha nahi jaat Vritha janma gilota Se sambandha nahi jaat Vritha janma gilota Sei pashu boro durachar Sei pashu boro durachar Nitai na bolilo mukhe Majilo samsara sukhe Nitai na bolilo mukhe Majilo samsara sukhe Vidya kule ki koribe Vidya kule ki koribe Ahankare matta hoya Nitai-Pada-Pashariya Ahankare matta hoya Nitai-Pada-Pashariya Asatya re satya kori mani Asatya re satya kori mani Nitai karuna habe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Nitai karuna habe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Dharo Nitai charana dukhani Dharo Nitai charana dukhani Dharo Nitai charana dukhani Dharo Nitai charana dukhani Nitai charana satya Taha सेवक नित्या निताय चरण सत्या तार सेवक नित्या निताय सदगुरु आशा निताय Nitai-Pada सदा गुरु आशा Nitai-Pada सदा गुरु आशा सर्वोत्तम गुण दुखी निताई मोरे गुरु सुखी Ranga Charanera Pasha Ranga Charanera Pasha Ranga Charanera Pasha Nitai-Pada-Kamala Koti Chatra Shushikala Nitai-Pada-Kamala Jagat-Gura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय बोलते yellow line. So we are beginning with the lecture of Srila Prabhupada, given exactly, very precisely and exactly 57 years ago, 31st December 1969. Today is 31st January, 1969, which is Nityananda Triyodashi of 1969. Very good. And exactly on 31st December itself. And Srila Prabhupada sang the song Nitai-Pada-Kamala, and then Prabhupada is explaining the song. So if you like, you may open also. Or opening the projector, open the transcription. Okay. Prabhupada's first thing.
The real pleasure, nothing. Like a man works whole day and it becomes Nitāi-Pada-Kamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala, Jechhavai Jagat Jurai. This is a song by Nityananda Thakur, a great Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. He has written many songs about the Vaishnava philosophy, and they are approved as completely corresponding with Vedic instructions. So here, Nityananda Thakur is singing that the whole world is suffering under the blazing fire of material existence. Therefore, if one takes the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityānanda, whose birthday is today, 31st January 1969, so we should relish this instruction of Nityananda Thakur that in order to get relief from the pangs of blazing fire of this material existence, one should take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityānanda, because it is as cooling as the moon rays combined together of millions of moons. That means one will immediately find peaceful atmosphere. Just like a man who works whole day and if he comes under the moonshine, he feels relief. Similarly, any materialistic man who comes under the shelter of Lord Nityānanda will immediately feel that relief. Then he says, Nitāi-Pada-Kamala, Kati-Chandra Sushitala, Jechhavai Jagatu Jirai, Eno Nitai Bina Bhai, Radha Krishna Paite, Dharo Nitai Charana Dukha. He says that if you are anxious to go back to home, back to Godhead, and become associated with Radha and Krishna, then the best policy is to take shelter of Nityānanda. Then he says, Se sambandha nahi jar, vritha janma galota. One who has not been able to contact Nityānanda, then one should think of himself that he has simply spoiled his valuable life. Vritha janma galota. Vritha means for nothing, and janma means life. Galota, spoiled, because he has not made connection with Nityānanda. The Nityānanda very name suggests, Nitya means eternal. Ananda means pleasure. material pleasure is not eternal. That is the distinction. Therefore, those who are intelligent, they are not interested with this flickering pleasure of material world. Every one of us, as living entities, we are searching after pleasure. But the pleasure which we are seeking, that is flickering, temporary, that is not pleasure. Real pleasure is Nitānanda, eternal pleasure. So, anyone who has no contact with Nitānanda, it is to be understood that his life is spoiled. His sambandha nahi jar bikhajan magala. Sei poshu barodurach. Narottam Thakur uses here very harsh word. He says that such human being is an animal, an uncontrollable animal. As there are some animals that cannot be tamed. So anyone who has not contacted Nitānanda, he should be considered as an untamed animal. Sei Pasu Paroduraj. Why? Because Nitai na bolilo mukhe. He never uttered the holy name of Nitānanda and modilo samsara sute and become merged into this material happiness. Vidya kule ki koribe ta? That nonsense does not know that what will his education and family and tradition and nationality will help him. These things cannot help him. These are all temporary things. Simply, if we want eternal pleasure, we must contact with Nityānanda. Vidya kule ki koribeta. Vidya means education, and kula means family, nationality. So, we may have very nice family connection, we may have very nice national prestige, but after ending this body, these things will not help me. I'll carry my work with me, and according to that work, I shall have to accept by force another type of body. It may be something other than human body. So, these things cannot protect us or give us the real pleasure. Narottam Thakur advises that Vidya kule ki koribeta. Then he says, ahankare matto hoya, being maddened after false prestige and identification. False identification with the body and prestige of bodily relationship. It is called ahankare matto hoya. One is mad after this false prestige. Ahankare matto hoya. Nitāi-Pada-Kamala. Due to this false prestige, we are thinking, what is Nityānanda? What can he do for me? I don't care. So, these are the signs of false prestige. Ahankare matto hoya Nitāi-Pada-Kamala. Asattere satya karimai. The result is that I am accepting something which is false. For example, I am accepting this body. This body, I am not this body. Therefore, with false identification, I am becoming entangled more and more. So one who is puffed up with this false prestige, ahankare matto hoya, Nitāi-Pada-Kamala, asattere satya karimai. He accepts something wrong as right. Then he says, Nitayar karuna have Braja Radha Krishna. If you are actually serious about going back to home, back to Godhead, then please seek after the mercy of Nityānanda. Nitayar karuna have Braja Radha Krishna pave, dharo Nitai charana dukhani. Please catch up the lotus feet of Nityānanda. Then he says, Nitayar charana satta. One may think that as we catch hold of so many shelter, but in this material world, later on they prove false. Similarly, suppose we catch hold of the lotus feet of Nityānanda, it may also prove false. But Narottam Thakur assures that Nitāi charana satta, it is not false, because Nityānanda is eternal. His lotus feet is also eternal. Tahara sevaka nitya. And anyone who takes to the service of Nityānanda, they also become eternal. Without being eternal, nobody can serve the eternal. That is the Vedic injunction. Without becoming Brahma, one cannot approach the Supreme Brahma. Therefore, without being fire, nobody can enter into the fire. Without being water, nobody can enter into the water. Similarly, without being fully spiritualized, nobody can enter into the spiritual kingdom. So, Nitai Charana Satta. If you catch the lotus feet of Nitānanda, then you become immediately spiritualized. Just like if you touch electricity, immediately you become electrified. That is natural. Similarly, Nitānanda is eternal happiness. If you touch Nitānanda somewhere or other, then you become also eternally happy. Tar Sevaka Nitya. Therefore, one who has in contact with Nitānanda, they have become eternal. Nitai Charana Satta Tahar Sevaka Nitya. Dirakari Dara Nitai-Pada. So, just catch him very tightly. Narattama Bara Dukhi Nitai Mare Kara Sukhi. At the last, Narottam Das Thakur, the composer of this song, he is appealing to Nityananda. My dear Lord, I am very unhappy. So, you please make me happy. And you kindly keep me in corner of your lotus feet. That is the sum and substance of this song.
Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Nitāi-Pada-Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sa Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityānanda. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasatyate Satarine Nityānanda Mahanami Sarvananda Karam Harinama Pradam Devam Avadhuta Shiromani Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratashe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nilachal Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balbhadra Subhadra Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Vancha Kalpataro Desha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate giram yat kripatabham bande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So as Srila Prabhupada explains, and as Narottam Das Thakur explains, Prabhupada further elaborates on this beautiful song. Inu Nitai bine bhai, Radha Krishna paite nahi. Dharo Nitai charana dukhani. Prabhupada explained that if you are anxious to go back to home, back to Godhead, and become associate with Radha and Krishna, then the best policy is to take shelter of Nityananda. Devo. Is anyone here anxious to go back to Godhead? Sometimes actually in this world people are not even anxious to go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada in another purport explains that the more than the jiva is anxious to go back to Godhead, Krishna is very anxious to take the living entities back to Godhead. And that's why Krishna sends his very dear devotees who actually spend a lot of time with us to help us so that we become anxious to go back to Godhead. Right? As we are not even anxious. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that if you are anxious to go back to Godhead and become associate of Radha and Krishna, the best policy is to take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. Father is saying that Se sambandha nahi jar pratha janma ke pata. One who has not been able to contact Nityananda, then one should think of himself that he has simply spoiled his valuable life, because he'll be absorbed in bodily consciousness and in the flickering so-called happiness of this material world. And that's why Nityānanda started calling him Pashu Durachar. So he'll do so many Durachar activities. And he's Pashu. What are the other two? What is he? Uncontrollable animal. Not just Pashu, but not just animal, but uncontrollable animal. And we can see our situation. We don't have to see the outside world. Anyone has experienced uncontrollable mind. Mind becomes uncontrollable. Right? So that means Pashu Durachar is not somewhere outside. You have to search. Just watch in the mirror and you find, oh, this is the Durachar Pashu. And the only hope for such a Pashu is that to take shelter of lotus feet of Lord Nitāi-Pada Prabhu. So Nitāi-Pada Prabhu, I was hearing many days, many different lectures, trying to share something in the next little bit time we have. We have very little time. Because the katha which we wish to talk, at least if I am being given continuous 6 hours, then I will be able to touch upon some kathas. but 6 hours not practical. 3 hours may be practical. Not 6 hours at least. In temple today we have the katha like this, 3 hours, 8:30 to I think 11:30, 12 o'clock like that. So we can also have 3 hours katha. Devotees are becoming fearful. Okay, so not 3 hours, maybe 2 hours. You don't soft. Okay. 1.5 hours katha. सजन भी मना कर रहे हैं 1.5 hours भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया बहुत ज़्यादा ठीक है so we'll try our best to speak in short and you have to try your best to continue it's so much to be talked on. So I was hearing one important point with which we will begin, because although we are going to today discuss many beautiful pastimes of the Lord and wonderful qualities of the Lord, before we do that, we should understand what is the need of Sri Nitāi-Pada Prabhu in our lives. So day before yesterday we had discussed on the tattva of Nitāi-Pada Prabhu, understanding very clearly who is he. He is the Supreme Personality of Sarvital Godhead, who is always constantly serving Krishna in so many in all possible ways. And because he is always 24 hours serving Krishna in all possible ways, that's why he is the original spiritual master. Spiritual master means the personality who serves Krishna and teaches others how to serve Krishna by his own example, right? So Nityānanda Prabhu is not just telling, okay, do this service, do that service, but he himself is doing the maximum service. There is no service, more than Nityānanda Prabhu anyone can do in this creation, right? He is always 24 hours in all rasas, continuously doing service, and hence he is the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master, the Guru Tattva, without which there is no possibility for Jiva to access any loving devotional service to Krishna. There is no hope, absolutely no access. So I was hearing Radhan Maharaj was telling a nice point that sometimes we say that Srimati Radharani is the spiritual master, and without Srimati Radharani's mercy we cannot serve Krishna, right? So yes, that's true, but how do we approach Srimati Radharani? We cannot approach Srimati Radharani unless we are favored by Nityananda Prabhu. That's the whole methodology. Okay. So first Nityananda Prabhu gives blessings, and by that blessings only when Nityananda Prabhu certifies a person, then Srimati Radharani accepts. And only when Srimati Radharani certifies the person, then such a person is accepted by Krishna. Right? So in that way, the process goes on like that. And because, another point we are hearing that, and because Sri Nityananda Prabhu's, without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we cannot get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi. So Radha Krishna is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we cannot get Radha Krishna without Nityananda Prabhu. Nitai bina, heno Nitai bina bhai Radha Krishna paite nahi. So there is no hope of getting mercy of Radha Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So hence Nityananda Prabhu is the first personality. What is the proof? The proof is we can see all the acharyas in our sampradaya, everyone, without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, they could never achieve the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Example number one, we begin with the most important acharya of our sampradaya is Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthatatam Yena Bhutale. So how Rupa Goswami got the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? First of all, when he came to Ramakeli to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the first person he met was Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Right? The two special personalities. So without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur first met with Rupa and Sanatan, and then they recommended, okay, yes, they took Rupa and Sanatan to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Rupa and Sanatan couldn't get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, the next very important acharya, so Rupa Goswami is, Sanatana Goswami is Sambandha acharya, and Rupa Goswami is Abhideya acharya, and who is our Prayojan acharya? Raghunath Das Goswami. He is a Prayojan acharya. So Raghunath Das Goswami thought of approaching Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Shantipur, Raghunath Das Goswami left home, ran away from home, escaped home, and went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and wanted to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, don't be like a market vairagi. Go back and be like a pounds and shillings man. Prabhu's translation. be like a very materialistic person externally, but in your heart of heart, you always remember Krishna and serve in Vrindavan, Radha and Krishna. So in that way you go back. So in that way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't accept it, Raghunath Das Goswami, when he wanted to join. And then Raghunath Das Goswami after that wanted to run away from home so many times, but he was never ever successful. And one fine day, only when he came to know that Shri Nityananda Prabhu has come to Panihati Dham. So that time, immediately Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to go there. So his father allowed him to go there, because after all his father was also a wonderful devotee. He was one of the very important donor of God Nitai's mission. But although he was a big donor, because he was a big, huge money, he had a big landlord and a lot of money, and so he used to do a lot of sponsorship and all these things, But still, he was not having a lot of, genuine devotion. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered him as, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him? Like a worm in the stool. in a joking way. We cannot call it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that that we have some relationship, so that's why I can joke about your father. So like that. So Raghunath Das Goswami was not allowed, but because he was a devotee also, this father of Raghunath Das Goswami was a devotee of Gaur Nitai. So that's why Raghunath Das Goswami, his father allowed Raghunath Das Goswami to go to meet Nityānanda Prabhu, but with guards. So guards were always there, to see that kahin bhag na jaye. So then Raghunath Das Goswami went there, and when Raghunath Das Goswami offered obeisances from the distance, Shri Nityānanda Prabhu saw him, and Shri Nityānanda Prabhu called him, "Chor! Where is this thief hiding? Catch him here, finally has caught, now I'll punish this thief." And Raghunath Das Goswami fell flat at the lotus feet of Nityānanda Prabhu, and Nityānanda Prabhu kept his lotus feet on his head. Haribo. And at that point of time, Shri Nityānanda Prabhu told, I am going to give you a punishment, and the punishment is that Vaishnava Seva. That you have to serve all the devotees by feeding them Chira Dahi. And Raghunath Das Goswami was very happy. So although he was a big millionaire and he can give a bigger feast, he can give, what is this? Biryani and what is this? Fried rice and Manchurian and a special ragi puri and paneer sabji and so many things. Paneer that time would be real one. So he can give so many wonderful feasts, But then, because he was ordered to give simple feast, Chira Dahi is not very difficult. At least in those days, it was the Chira is the cheapest thing, and Dahi was not so costly like today. It was, the cows were very freely available and milk was abundant. So Chira Dahi and Chira milk, these were very easily available things. So he arranged a big feast and big festival for all the Vaishnavas. And in that way we understand that we get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu by serving Vaishnavas. This is a very important point. Right? So when we cannot approach Krishna without taking shelter of Guru. Okay? Nityananda Prabhu is Guru. And we cannot serve Guru directly. If you ask service from Guru, Guru will engage you in Vaishnava Seva. Right? So when we do Vaishnava Seva, then we actually become qualified. So that is why Panihari Dham is Vaishnava Seva Dham. Very important place. So in that way, our Raghunath Das Goswami served Vaishnavas, and in that way he pleased Nityananda Prabhu, and only when Nityananda Prabhu's mercy was bestowed, then he could escape and he could join Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, it's not possible to get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is example number 3. And further examples are our Vrindavan Das Thakur himself. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is a very important personality because he revealed the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So now we understand that Vrindavan Das Thakur revealed all the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because else we have no access, and we are able to read. But Vrindavan Das Thakur writes in Chaitanya Bhagavat again and again, repeatedly, all throughout Chaitanya Bhagavat. What? That I do not know anything. I am speaking what Nityananda is telling to me. I am simply repeating. This was told, and then he will tell one nice person, then he will tell in the last. So this was told to me by Nityananda Prabhu, and I am simply repeating. So that way, whatever I am able to write is I am just writing based on what Nityananda Prabhu is telling me. So that way he is constantly writing everything based on mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and taking not even one credit, little bit credit. So in that way, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy only we are able to know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Vrindavan Das Thakur was the last disciple of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu empowered him to write Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, where such pastimes are there that one may think that how did he came to know? How did Vrindavan Das Thakur came to know this? This is very confidential. How he knows this? So then the answer also he keeps giving, that I am simply repeating what Nityananda Prabhu told me. So Nityananda Prabhu has revealed the entire pastime of Chaitanya Lila through Vrindavan Das Thakur to all of us. Haribo. Then after Nityananda Thakur's lila, he has described, Nityananda Thakur has described so much in Chaitan Bhagavat. But then there is so much which is not described by Nityananda Thakur, still, and which is very important for people in general to know. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami also is, it is explained. So we'll go to a little bit into CC. The 5 point. I will just narrate the past time because as it will become too big. I'll try to be concise as much as I can. So from here we'll read the verses later on. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he was living in a place called as Jamatpura in Bengal. Anyone knows where is Jamatpura? So it is there in the Purport of Srila Prabhupada. Someday we can all go there.
Is the name exact
Jamatpur. So he was living there in Bengal. So he was, while he was living there, once one of the very intimate associate of Sri Nitāi-Pada Prabhu named Miniketan Ramadas came to that place. Nitāi-Pada Prabhu's associates were very, very extraordinary. They were all actually from the spiritual world, cowherd boys. Okay, the cowherd boys from the spiritual world. Nitāi-Pada Prabhu himself is Balaramji, and the cowherd boys, there are 12 gopas, just like there are Ashtasakhis, right? Similarly, there are Dwadash gopas. Okay, the 12 very intimate associates of Shri Krishna and Balaram, the 12 gopas. So these Dwadash gopas descended in this world during Gaur-Nitai's Lila as 12 very exalted devotees. So all these devotees will be assisting Nityananda Prabhu. They were always associates of Nityananda Prabhu. So, and all of them are completely ecstatic. Like one of them, for example, is Das Gadadhar. So Das Gadadhar was living in another place. It is in between Calcutta and Panihati. One place comes. Edai, I forgot the name. Edia Gram, something like that. So he lives there. We'll go sometime to that holy place also. Haribo. This summer, we can plan. We can plan to visit all these. These are all places very close by. They are not very far. Just that very less is like Raghunath Das Goswami's home. That is in Adi Saptagram. It's all like we can be stationed in one place and we can every day visit one places. We can be in Calcutta, but we can visit every day morning. We go out and by the night we come back. So like that. We don't have to stay somewhere else. So that way we can have every day wonderful yatras to different holy places. Just keep moving. So like that. So we'll plan something like that. So Shivam Prabhu's permission is there and all of your blessings is there, and then we'll surely plan it. So where were we? So Das Gadadhar. So Das Gadadhar was such an ecstatic associate of Sri Nityānanda Prabhu that one day Das Gadadhar went to the house of Kazi, in the dead of the night, who was very cruel Kazi. He was a murderer of so many people and very envious. So such a Kazi, he went and in the dead of the night, 12 o'clock, and he started shouting, "Kazi, get out of this home right away and take the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chant the names of Hari." He started shouting like this, and the doorkeepers were stunned. They were not able to understand what to do. Right. And the Kazi also got up from the bed and he was very angry. He came out of the house to see who has come. But just by seeing Gadadhar, whose face was so innocent, so loving, that Kazi forgot all his anger. And Kazi said, "Oh, Das Gadadhar, why you have come so late in the night? What do you want?" And he says, "Kazi, don't you know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu have descended from the spiritual world and inundating the whole world with Harinam Sangeetam, Haribol. Everyone has taken up chanting of the holy names except for you, Kazi. So please chant Hare Krishna right now." And the Kazi said that, "Oh, Das Gadadhar, why it's so late in the night? Why you are talking like this and it's so late? Tomorrow you come. Tomorrow I will chant the names of Hari. Tomorrow I will chant Hare Krishna." And as soon as Das Gadadhar heard this. Why tomorrow you just not chanted Hari Bol? Hari Bol. You chanted the name of Hari and hence all your sins are eradicated already. Hari Bol. And in that way, Das Gadadhar started to dance and dance and dance whole night. Hari Bol. So this is one of the example of associate. Another associate of Shri Nityānanda Prabhu is Abhiram Thakur. You know, Abhiram Thakur had a whip called as Jai Mangala. Anyone will touch with his whip, that person will get love of God. Rivo! Very easy, no? Love of God, just like getting touch of that whip. इतना पूरा रोज रोज मॉर्निंग प्रोग्राम में सुबह उठना तब जल्दी जल्दी ना सब लव ऑफ कृष्ण प्रेम के लिए कर रहे हैं. एक बस whip बन गया, खत्म हो गया ना. उसके बाद उसके आराम से सो सकते हैं. उसके बाद नींद ही नहीं आएगा. After that we can just keep chanting Hare Krishna and we'll be in this ecstasy. We'll not understand what is day and night, and that is what love of God brings. So in that way you find Nityananda has many wonderful associates. So this associate, Miniketan Ramadas, was also a very, very special associate. He's one of the daughters Gopala. And he came to this Jamatpur where Krishna's Kaviraj was staying. So when he came there, he had a very peculiar way, completely absorbed in the mood of Gopal. What he would be doing, anyone would offer obeisances to him, right? And we offer obeisances, no? So someone will offer obeisances. What he will do? He will jump above him, उसके ऊपर से कूद जाएंगे, and with the flute he will, beat him like this, like this. So in a very ecstatic Gopa's mood में, he'll be just roaming, and in that way he'll be distributing the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Rivo! It's very, very special devotees. And anyone will be touched by his flute like this, they'll also achieve perfection. Rivo! So in that way he was he was moving, and he was coming to this place and completely absorbed. He couldn't understand whether it's day or night, whether what people are talking and not talking. He was completely absorbed in the glories of the Lord and just chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. So while chanting and dancing like that, he reached to the place where Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami's brother was performing puja, and there was a temple, and there was a Brahmana named Guranava Mishra who was worshipping the Shaligram. So there was a deity worship going on. And during that time, this Miniketan Ramdas came performing Harinam Sankirtan ecstatically, and he was doing Harinam Sankirtan, and everyone was joining and offering obeisances to him. But this brother of Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he had no respect for Nityananda Prabhu. Although he had great faith and respect in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he didn't respect Nityananda Prabhu, and hence he had no respect for his associates like Miniketan Ramdas. And same was the case with his pujari, that is Guranava Mishra, that he couldn't respect. So in that way, when he came, none of them, neither his brother, neither Guranava Mishra, paid any respect to Miniketan Ramdas. And Miniketan Ramdas was thinking that this is not a disrespect to me. I am an insignificant person. But because I am representing Nityananda Prabhu, the way they are dealing with me, actually in that way they are disrespecting Nityananda Prabhu. And hence, just like Rom Harshan Sota didn't respect it when Balramji came in the assembly, in a similar way, they are not giving any respect, and hence they deserve to be punished. So in that way, there was he was very unhappy. But then later on, not only he was unhappy, but later on there was some argument between the brother of Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami and Miniketan Ramdas. There was an argument, something, and then in that argument, finally Miniketan Ramdas became very upset and angry, and he broke his flute and he left that place. And after he left that place, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami was watching this, and he became very upset, and he became very angry, and then he talked to his brother. He told, "What is this? You don't have any respect for Nityananda Prabhu, then your life is doomed. You have so much faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the use of having faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without having faith in Nityananda Prabhu?" This is just like a half-hand logic. Very important point. So half-hand logic means the hen, from the mouth it eats, right? And from the back it lays eggs, right? So a person may think that, what is this? The behind portion of hen is very nice. It gives me eggs, but the front portion of the hen is very bad. I have to spend so much to feed him. So what I do? Better I cut the hen. I remove the front portion and I keep only the back portion, which keeps giving me egg. But what will happen if you cut the hen? There won't be anything, right? The hen itself won't exist. What is eggs or anything? So in a similar way, he was explaining that if you don't serve Nityananda Prabhu, there is no question of getting any access to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no hope of getting any mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without serving Nityananda Prabhu. So I was just thinking also that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving mercy, and sometimes surrendering to a spiritual master, surrendering to Guru may be very difficult. Maybe a lot of our false ego has to be subdued, and sometimes spiritual master especially wants us to serve in association of devotees. That becomes even more troublesome. My God, पूरी association में क्यों मैं अपना सेवा करके निकल जाऊंगा आपके लिए सेवा करूंगा गुरुदेव. So just like we have a special preference either for Krishna, then we have preference गुरु के लिए कर सकता हूँ पर वैष्णवास के लिए नहीं. But the whole idea of this whole process is the purification of our false ego. So hence, if we are not ready for that purification by staying in association of devotees, serving devotees, then there is no hope, right? And we cannot escape that route. Trying to escape that route is like half-hand logic, okay? Because it is little tough, okay? Feeding the hen is tough, tough work, and getting the egg is very nice, right? But if we don't feed the hen, then you won't get egg, then you won't get any results, You won't find so much happiness, ecstasy coming in the Harinam Sankirtan. Only when we are ready to sacrifice our own preferences for pleasure of Hare Guru and Vaishnavas, it is then that we can actually relish Krishna consciousness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy will come. So in that way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami defended Nityananda Prabhu and chastised his brother, and he was feeling so disgusted. So he was feeling so disgusted at how his brother treated Maniketh and Ramdas, and in that way he took rest. And when he took rest, he says, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that I should not tell, but I will tell. I will read this part. This is very interesting. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami saw something. He's saying that night, so he's saying that night Lord Nityananda appeared to me. Krishnadas Goswami himself is narrating his pastime. In a dream, because of my good quality in chastising my brother. Right? And then what happens? Naihati nikate jhamat pura nama grama. Only you are able to see Nityananda's lotus feet of Lord Nityananda only. I always keep it on my screen at least. I want to keep it always in my heart, but at least I try to keep it on the screen. Someday I may remember all this. Naihati nikate jhamat pura nama grama.
Naihati nikate jhamat pura nama grama.
Tar sapne dekha dila Nityananda Rama. In the village of Jhamatpur, which is near Naihati everyone knows, no? Naihati to pata hai? Naihati is just 1 hour from Sialda. From Sialda to Kushinagar if you go. Not in Calcutta. It is different. From Krishna, we don't go, na? Sialda to Kushinagar we go. Anyone has gone that way? No. Then we go from Howrah to Naldik. So then Naihati aata hai. So in the village of Jhamatpur, which is near Naihati, Lord Nityananda appeared to me in a dream. Haribo! Prabhupada is also giving Jhamatpur address. There is now a railway line to Jhamatpur. If one wants to go there, take a train on the Katwa railway line and go directly to the station known as Salara. From that station, one can go directly to Jhamatpur. So, for Yatra coordinators. Prabhupada has given purports. Actually, these kinds of purports are there in all throughout the commentary of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhakti Thakur has very detailedly, as soon as in Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavad, any holy place will come, in the purport of Bhakti Thakur, he will explain exactly which line to catch and which station to get down, and from there where you have to go. You have to change the line. Even he will tell you, get down at this station, change the line to this particular line and take up this train now. You know, so that way he'll direct properly. Why? Why is he writing such purport? Because he wants that all of us to do such pilgrimage. Haribo! Whenever we do such pilgrimages to all these holy places, we should know that we are actually pleasing the acharyas. Acharyas wants us to do these things, to explore Gaur Mandala Bhumi. Not just for fun. Fun is a byproduct. Whenever you please acharyas, naturally you will become happy. The real reason is this. Dandavat hayami padanu payate Nij pada padma prabhu dila mora nathe. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is seeing Nityananda Prabhu in his dream, and he saw, and as soon as he saw what he did, I fell at his feet offering my obeisances, and he then placed his own lotus feet upon my head. Rivo. Utha utha boli more bole bar bar. Uthi tara roop dekhi hainu chamatkar. Rise, get up, he told me again and again. Upon rising, I was greatly astonished to see his beauty. So immediately, first thing in case, this also we should remember that in case, you find that suddenly, you were taking rest, suppose today Nityānanda, you kept thinking of Nityānanda, who kept praying for Nityānanda, and then in the dream suddenly Nityānanda appears to you. It can happen because all of you are very, very sincere devotees. So it can happen to any one of you. So in case you find, you can learn also from Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. What is the first activity? Immediately, before you see the whole beauty, oh wonderful. Before that, just first offer obeisances. See, first thing what he did, offered obeisances, and lied it at lotus feet, and then kept his lotus feet, and then he said, Nitai said, Uta. Arise, get up. He told me again and again. Upon rising, I was greatly astonished to see his beauty. After that, he got up, and then he is seeing the beauty. Now, what is the beauty? Please hear. Shama chikkana kanti prakanda sharira Shakshat kandarbha jaise mahamanda veera. He had a glossy blackish complexion. And his tall, strong, heroic stature made him seems like Cupid himself. So generally Nityananda's complexion is Balaramji is white, Nityananda's complexion is golden. Or Nitai, both are golden complexion. Right? So Nityananda's complexion should be golden, but here it's blackish complexion. Why it is so? Sometimes Balaramji also is although whitish, completely white, but sometimes he is blackish complexion. Why? Complete absorption in Krishna. Because of the complete absorption in Krishna, sometimes Balaramji becomes blackish in complexion. Similarly, sometimes once under the Imrital, Srimati Radharani, whose golden complexion becomes blackish in complexion, remembering Krishna. So complete absorption in Krishna, so much so it changes the color. Similarly, here Nityānanda is completely thinking of Krishna, so that's why he has become blackish complexion. His tall, strong, heroic stature made him seem like Cupid himself. Suvalita Pada-Kamala Pattavatsar Shire Pattavastra Shire Pattavastra Paridhana. Pattavastra means silk cloth. He had beautifully formed hands, arms and legs and eyes like lotus flowers. He wore a silk cloth with a silk turban on his head. Please mind it that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami personally has never seen Nityānanda Prabhu. He has only heard about Nityānanda Prabhu. Never seen. This is first time in his life he is actually seeing Nityānanda Prabhu eye to eye, face to face. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityānanda Prabhu were there, right? But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, when he is going to, during this period, Nityānanda Prabhu has disappeared. Okay, by this period, Nityānanda Prabhu is no more there. Okay, Nanda Thakur is the last disciple. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has come late, but not so late that Rupa and Sanatana are not there. Rupa and Sanatana are still there. Okay, in Vrindavan. Okay. But Nityānanda Prabhu has gone, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone long back. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone long back. Nityānanda Prabhu stayed on for a very good amount of time. And now Nityānanda Prabhu has also disappeared. Okay, this period. Okay. So he has never seen, first time he is saying, and he is completely astonished. He wore a silk cloth with a silk turban on his head. Suvarna kundala karne swarnangada vala paye tenu pura baje kantha pushpa mala. I'll keep this photo here so that you can also see what is the description. So you can see the description on one side and read this on this side. Okay. Now this is nice now. This is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Okay, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is sitting here after offering obeisances. He is sitting here, and now he is describing Shri Nityānanda Prabhu. Haribo. Suvarna Kundala Karne Swarnangada Bala. So he wore golden earrings on his ears and golden armlets and bangles. He wore tinkling anklets on his feet and a garland of flowers around his neck. Haribo. Chandana lepita anga tilaka susthana. Matta gaja jini matta manthara payana. His body was enacted with sandalwood pulp and he was nicely decorated with tilak. His movements surpassed those of maddened elephants, completely intoxicated in love for Krishna. And he was like completely maddened elephant. Koti Chandra Jini Mukha Ujjala Varana. Darimba Bija Samadanta Tambula Charvana. His face was more beautiful than millions upon millions of moons, and his teeth was like pomegranate seeds because of his chewing beetle. Prema matta anga dahine vame dole. Krishna Krishna boliya gambhira bola bole. Krishna Krishna boliya gambhira bola bole. Constantly chanting Krishna Krishna Krishna. Because of his constant chanting and remembering Krishna's blackish complexion. He's saying that his body moved to and fro, right and left, for he was absorbed in ecstasy. He chanted Krishna 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 in a very deep voice. Ranga yashti haste dole jena matta simha. Ranga yashti haste dole jena matta simha. Chari pashe vediya che karane te bringa. Chari pashe vediya che karane te bringa. His red stick moving in his hand, he seemed like a maddened lion. So this red stick. All around the four sides of his feet were bumblebees. Haribo. Haribo. Can you see the bumblebees? It's not coming here. पारिषद गण देखी सब गोप वेशे कृष्ण कृष्ण कहे सब सब प्रेमे आवेशे Devotees dressed like coward boys, you see, all these four devotees here, dressed like a coward boys. Surrounded his feet like so many bees and also chanted Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
absorbed in ecstatic love. Revo, Shingavamshi bajaye keha nache gaye. सेवक योगाय तंबू चमर डोलाए So he is Singhavamshi, horns and fruit. He is singing. Keha bajaye, keha nache gaye. See behind this devotee is nache gaye. So another is chamar dolaye, another is taking the tambur. So all these are described in this one photo. Some of them played horns and flutes, and others danced and sang. Some of them offered betel nuts, and others waved shamara fan about him. Nityananda Sarupera Dekhiya Vaibhava Shiva Rupa Guna Lila Alokika Sava. Thus I saw the opulence in Lord Nityananda Swarup. His wonderful form, qualities and pastimes are all transcendental. Anande Vevala Ami Kichu Nahi Jani Tabe Hasi Prabhu Mere More Kohi Dena Vani Anande Veval Ami. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, you can see, is completely Veval and Anand. Kichu Nahi Jani. I was overwhelmed with transcendental ecstasy, not knowing anything else. Then Lord Nityananda smiled and spoke to me as follows. Are Are Krishna Das Nakaraha Bhai Vrindavan Jaha Taha Sarvada Behai. Oh my dear Krishna Das, do not be afraid. Go to Vrindavan, for there you will attain all things. Revo. That is the instruction which our Nitāi-Pada Prabhu gave to Nanda Thakur. So, what is the meaning of this instruction? Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami will explain further. And then what he did? Eta boli prerila more hat sani diya. Andardhana kaila Prabhu nij gana laya. After saying this, he directed me towards Vrindavan by waving his hand. You see, with his hand he is directing. Go to Vrindavan. Yes, Vrindavan. Go. Then he disappeared with his associates. Revo. Murshada haya moi padinu bhumite. Swapna bhanga haila dekhi haya che prabhate. I fainted and fell to the ground. My dream broke. And when I regained my consciousness, I saw that morning had come. Ki dekhinu ki shuninu kariye vichar. Prabhu agya haila Vrindavana jaiba. I thought about what I had seen and heard and concluded that the Lord has ordered me to proceed to Vrindavan at once. Revo. So then what he did? He thought, okay, let me just discuss with all the relatives and tell them that and seek their permission and what should I do and how, what I should not do. Let me just tell everyone. So उससे क्या होगा? अरे अभी मत जाइए, थोड़ा बाद में जाइए, पर उन्होंने कुछ नहीं सोचा, उन्होंने क्या किया, शैषणे वृंदावन करिनु गमना, प्रभुर कृपते सुखे आइनु वृंदावन. That very second I started from Vrindavan, and by His mercy I reached there in great happiness. Because going to Vrindavan from Bengal was not an easy journey. But he's saying that by mercy of the Lord, very easily I could come. So in that way we should understand that when the instruction is given, along with the instruction comes empowerment to fulfill those instructions. So when you get instruction, one should not think, oh, how I'll be able to do it. Just we should start executing the instruction with having full faith, putting full sincerity and heart, and you'll see the results happening. And when you see the results happening, like this, what you will do? Will you become proud? You will not become proud, because you will know that मेरा तो qualification था ही नहीं. Because I fulfilled the instruction, that's why things are happening. One of the best example is also of, I'm just remembering, is Vasudev. Vasudev was given instruction by Krishna that as soon as Krishna took birth, immediately said, take me to Gokul. Now Vasudev could have questioned. There was no question answer session there. That how I'll go, there are 7 gates. And so many jail keepers are sitting, and the jail is locked, and there is Yamuna to be crossed, and dead of the night. कैसे ये सब possible होगा? He didn't ask any questions. What he did? He just executed. He just got hold of Krishna in his hand, and he had a bedi in his leg. Leg में bedi लगा था. As soon as he got hold of Krishna, bedi खुल गया. Like that. Understand? As soon as he went near the doors opened, the locks broke. How is this possible? How it is possible? So when like that a devotee takes up the instruction and starts executing, he sees so many miracles happening, and he sees so many things happen. At the last of the whole process, he can never take any credit. He can never think that देखो मैंने इतना कुछ करके दिखाया. Even if someone glorifies and Prabhu, आप क्या सेवा की, आप कितना अच्छा किए, वो हंसता रहता है. क्या प्रभु जी, मुझे पता है मैंने क्या किया, मैं सिर्फ गड़बड़ी किया हूँ, लेकिन कृष्ण सब कुछ अच्छा कर देते हैं devotees का. So in that way, he is so happy. Now the real verses are beginning. That how is glorifying Shri Nityānanda proved that what Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami received by Nityananda proposed mercy. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Ram. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Ram. Jahara Kripate Paino Vrindavanam Dham. Jahara Kripate Paino Vrindavanam Dham. All glories to Lord Nityananda Balaram, by whose mercy I have attained the shelter in the transcendental abode of Vrindavan. Haribo. So we should remember Vrindavan also can never be attained without mercy of Nityananda Balaram, because one reason is because Vrindavan is Balaram ji only. Vrindavan is Nityananda Balaram only. There is no difference. And hence you cannot enter. That's why Srila Prabhupada installed Krishna Balaram deities in the center. So that by mercy of Krishna Balaram can you come to Vrindavan Dham, and can you get the mercy of Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. Right? So that is the procedure. Right? So that's why he's saying that it is by mercy of Nityananda that I have received Vrindavan Dham, so I could come to Vrindavan Dham. And then further he's saying, Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Kripa Mae. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Kripa Mae. Jahan hai te painu rupa sanatana shray. Jahan hai te painu rupa sanatana shray. So it is important to understand that actually it is said that one cannot attain the mercy of Shri Radha and Krishna without Rupa and Sanatan. Right? Without Rupa and Sanatan, we sing this, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Apurti Kabe Ham Bhuja Boshe Jogala Piri. So Rupa Raghunath Kripa only one can understand Radha Krishna. But now here it is explained that by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy one gets the shelter of Rup and Sanatan. Haribol. Yes, Rup, Sanatan, and also the next verse, next to next verse, we'll talk about Raghunath Das Goswami also. So point is that Nityananda Prabhu's mercy enables us to get mercy of Rup Sanatan. So hence Nityananda Prabhu is the first. Right? Without his mercy you cannot begin anything. Right? So first Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. That is what is explained here by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and Prabhupada also explained in the purports as we'll read. All glory to the merciful Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained shelter at the lotus feet of Shri Rup and Shri Sanatan. Jahan hai te paino Raghunatha Mahashay. Jahan hai te paino Shri Swarupa Ashray. Swarup Damodar, Raghunath Das, Shri Rup, Shri Sanatan. So Sanatan Goswami means Sambandhacharya, Rup Goswami means Abhideyacharya, and Raghunath Das Goswami means Rajanacharya, and Shri Swarup Damodar is the most intimate associate, that is Lalita Sakhi, under whom all of them are serving. So all of this comes by mercy of Shri Nityananda. And then comes the last, it will come Radha Govinda. By his mercy I have attained the shelter of the great personality Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. So now, so Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he could write Chaitanya Charitamrita because he heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. But he is saying that I could get this shelter of Raghunath Das Goswami because of Nityananda. So hence Nityananda Prabhu is the root cause of writing of this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? So Chaitanya Bhagavad was written because of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita is written because of Nityananda Prabhu. So in that way he is the personality. So I have attained the shelter of great personality Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, and by his mercy I found the refuge of Shri Swarup Damodar. Anyone desiring to become expert in service of Shri Radha and Krishna should always aspire to be the under guidance of Swarup Damodar Goswami, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. To come under the protection of the Goswamis. So Prabhupada is now making this point. To come under the protection of Goswamis, one must get the mercy and grace of Nityananda Prabhu. The author has tried to explain this fact in these two verses. Haribo. Okay. So Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is the foundation of our beginning of Krishna consciousness. Without that, if someone tries to approach all these highest topics and subjects, then he will be simply misled and will be cheated. In other words, without mercy of spiritual master, if one tries to approach these subjects, then one will be thoroughly cheated. It won't work. Sanatan kripaye paino bhakti rasiddhanta. Shirup kripaya paino bhakti rasatanta. By the mercy of Sanatan Goswami, I have learned the final conclusion of devotional service, and by the grace of Shri Rup Goswami, I have tasted the highest nectar of devotional service. So here Prabhupada gives a little longer purport, explain about Rup and Sanatan's mercy, which we will discuss more elaborately in upcoming Ram Ke Liye Yatra. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jahan hai te paino Shri Radha Govinda. Jahan te paino Shri Radha Govinda. All glory to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained Shri Radha Govinda. Haribo. Radha Govinda also is attained only by Nityananda. So here Prabhupada's purport is very important. Please hear. Shri Narottam Das Thakur, who is famous for his poetic composition known as Pratna, has lamented in one of his prayers, "When will Lord Nityananda be merciful upon me so that I will forget all material desires?" What is the song? আর কবে নিতাই চন্দে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হবে বিষয় ছাড়িয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মানা কবে হাম হেরিব শ্রী বৃন্দাবনা. So that is what is said here. Sri Narottam Dasa could confirm that unless one is free from material desires to satisfy the needs of body and senses, one cannot understand the transcendental abode of Lord Krishna, Vrindavan Dham. He also confirms that one cannot understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna without going through the direction of six Goswamis. In another verse, Narottam Das Thakur has stated that without causeless mercy of Nitāi-Pada Prabhu, one cannot enter into the affairs of Radha and Krishna. Revo. And see next verse, next two verses, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is telling that how although I am so fallen, although I am so fallen, still Nityānanda Prabhu gave mercy to me. So how much fallen? He is saying, Jagai madai haite mohi se papishta.
Jagai madai haite mohi se papishta.
Puri se rakit haite mohi se laghishta.
Puri se rakit haite mohi se laghishta.
So he is saying that although I was so fallen, that Jagai madai haite mohi se papishta. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai. Yesterday you saw Jagai Madai, right? Yes, here now they have become first-class Vaishnavas. I think Madai might have gone for service. He might be making the ghat for the Vaishnavas. So he's saying that I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai, and even lower than the worm in the stool. Now this is very difficult to fathom and understand, but this is the kind of humility which attracts the heart of Sri Nityānanda. When one actually understands how I am so fallen, so lowly, I have no good qualification. And so much he is saying further. Mor naam shune jai tar ko nakshay. Mor naam lai jai tar paap hai. Anyone who hears my name, anyone who hears my name loses the results of his pious activities. Anyone who utters my name becomes sinful. Hare how do we understand this? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. So we should remember Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's name. We should hear and chant his name more and more. Because he is considering himself so fallen. Why he is considering? See, a devotee wants to tell I am very, very fallen only for one reason. What purpose? To glorify Krishna. To tell that although I am so fallen, still I am being delivered. So then next verse is the reason. See what next verse is saying. Emona nikritya more keva kripa kore. Ek Nityananda vinu jagata bhitare. So this is the reason. So why a devotee come on to say that I am very fallen, I am very fallen, I am very fallen? Simply to tell to the whole world, see, although I am so fallen, still Nityānanda Prabhu is so merciful. Right? So when this is like, more you show that I am fallen, and more you can glorify the mercy of Lord Nityānanda Prabhu. That is the whole reason a devotee wants to say that I am very fallen, very useless. And now you see Nityānanda Prabhu's, whatever if you see any good thing now, it is all by Nityānanda Prabhu's grace. So like that he is saying. So saying that who in this world but Nityānanda could show his mercy to such an abominable person as me? So that is the whole point. Prema matta Nityānanda kripa avatar. Uttama adhama kichu na kore vichar. Because he is intoxicated by ecstatic love and is an incarnation of mercy, he does not distinguish between good and the bad. कौन ये अच्छा devotee है, इसको कृपा है, ये बहुत low class है, इसको नहीं दूंगा. He doesn't think like that. He is merciful to everyone, right? Because he is completely intoxicated in love of God. He doesn't, वो discriminate ही नहीं कर पाते हैं, ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है, सबको दे देते हैं कृपा. जे आगे पड़े तारे करे निस्तार,
जे आगे पढ़े तारे करे नितार,
अतएव निस्तारिला मोहे न दुराचार.
अतएव निस्तारिला मोहे न दुराचार.
So he delivers all those who fall before him. So anyone who goes and fall before Nityananda Prabhu, he delivers. Therefore, he has delivered such a sinful and fallen person as me. Mo papiste anilena Shri Mo papiste anilena Shri Vrindavan.
Mo papiste anilena Shri Vrindavan.
Mohena dhame dila Shri Rupa Sanata Shri Rupa Charana.
Mohena dhame dila Shri Rupa Charana.
Although I am sinful and I am most fallen, he has conferred upon me the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Goswami. Shri Madan Gopal Shri Govinda Darshan.
Shri Bhajan Gopal Shri Govinda Darshan.
Kohi bar yog nahe sab kathan.
Kohi bar yog nahi sab kathan.
Not fit to speak all these confidential words about my visiting Lord Madan Gopal and Lord Govinda. So that is saying that he brought me to Madan Gopal and Madan Govind. Else, Lord Govinda, else it was no hope for me. So same is true for each and every one of us. And today we celebrate this day of Nityananda Triyodashi. We should also remember that it is only by mercy of Shri Nityānanda Prabhu that we have come here, and now we are dancing and chanting in association of devotees. We are also getting darshan of Shri Radha Govindji, right? Jagannath Bhakti staying with devotees, serving the deities, doing festivals, organizing festivals. What an amazing fortune this is. This was not we were supposed to be doing. What we are supposed to be doing? Some ghastly sinful activities, and simply suffering. In simple words, simply suffering. You will be simply suffering so much pangs inside and outside. But now, by mercy of Shri Nitāi-Pada we have come here. So further is very beautiful section where Krishna Sivaraj Goswami is telling that how by mercy of Nitāi-Pada he received the instructions of Madan Gopal, Madan Mohan to write this Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So to tell, time is running, but just to tell in very brief the pastime of Shri Nitāi-Pada and we'll reach to this particular point. This is another section we wish to read today, around 100 verses. Yeah. That's all. Actually, it's a very long chapter. We're beginning from 222, but we'll just read the middle 100 verses. This chapter is very huge. Okay, so but to reach to this point, I'll begin from Ek Chakradam. Rivo. So in Ek Chakradam, one very special Brahmana named Nitai-Pada lived, and he had a very wonderful chaste wife Padmavati, who is none different from Mother Rohini. She is Rohini, actually Padmavati. Nitai-Pada is actually Vasudev. Okay, so Vasudev and Rohini. So in that way, so they were living there in Ek Chakradam, and so that was a place in Ek Chakradam. It is explained that many astrologers have predicted that in future the Lord Balaram will be appearing in this very land, but we will not be fortunate to see him. So in that way, the great astrologers have predicted like that. And then it is a place called as Radhadesh, where the Ganga doesn't flow, and there was a drought there. at that point of time, on this auspicious day of, in the Triyodashi of Magh month, on this very auspicious day, Shri Nityananda Prabhu appeared there. Haribo! As soon as he appeared there on this auspicious day of Triyodashi of Magh month, immediately the rain started to come. This is winter season. Winter season, the rains don't come. But the rains started to happen, and the whole place became very prosperous. Haribo! Because why it is so? Because when the Supreme Lord comes, then the material nature makes all arrangement for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. There is no other duty of the material nature. If Mother Nature is there, she wants to do everything simply for pleasure of Krishna. So that's why when the living entities align with this same desire of Mother Nature, that okay, you also want to give pleasure to Krishna, I also want to give pleasure to Krishna, then we'll have nice cooperation. Then I will help you and give you everything, whatever you need, because you want to serve Krishna. But when you don't want to serve Krishna, you want to do things against Krishna, then she withdraws. Then there is so much anxiety. That means even if you have lot of money, huge quantities of money, still you won't have any happiness or prosperity, because you are not aligning with Krishna. So then Mother Nature will give you so much miseries. And hence the first and foremost duty of every living entity who wants to be happy is to see how should I align with the laws of Krishna. So then, so this whole place became very beautiful. So in Chakradham, when we will go, hopefully in this summers, then we will discuss more elaborately. But Sri Nityananda Prabhu, since his very childhood, was always absorbed in Krishna Katha and Krishna Lila, and with all his devotees, he would perform dramas. Drama is most wonderful way of remembering Krishna. Just like yesterday, many of you did wonderful drama, and in that way, all throughout your drama preparation also you keep remembering Krishna, and then when you perform, not only you remember, you make everyone remember life. So this drama is going on since time immemorial. So Nityananda Prabhu would, this was his play. He was not playing cricket and he was not playing football and he was not playing video games. He was only one play was there which he had, that is drama. Performing many dramas on the pastimes of Lord Ramchandra and Lord Krishna. So many dramas. I will not go into the details. On one fine day, and Sri Hadai Pandit was so attached to Nityananda Prabhu. His body was soft like butter, and Hadai Pandit was so attached. Obviously, what is butter? Most of you may not know. Because only butter we know is that Prabhu is soft like butter. We only know Amul butter, and we keep it in fridge. And when it comes out, it's so hard. We have to put it directly in kadhai for making butter halwa. That's all I know. So anyone has actually seen butter? Someone from villages, like when you churn what comes out, it's like it doesn't look like that there's anything inside. It looks like you can just compress it into nothing. It is just like a foam, just like jhag. But actually it's a substance that's just so soft. But then you process it, it becomes so hard. So whatever you get in market are processed products.
That looks white also, bro. Here butter becomes
yellow. So I don't know, maybe probably they add something to make it yellow or something like that. Okay. What happened? सब लोग कुछ बात करने लगे. Time over, huh? Sachin Bro was telling, I think. Krishna Bro. Right. You took Prasad? You took something from your hostel? Already, na? Because today all devotees are observing fasting till noon. So I think there is no arrangement of Prasad. But there will be lunch, there will be feast. So you already took, so then you are comfortable. What?
device for
Device. If you like, you can attend. If you like, but if you like, you can sit here also. No problem. Okay. You can attend device. What is Sachin Prabhu instructs, we should follow it. Okay, everyone is okay that we continue discussion? I'm just just trying to briefly explain Nityananda's pastime to reach to this point of Chaitanya Bhagavata. And till now I gave you a brief introduction of Nityananda. Very, very short. Trying to be very short. Okay. As I need at least 6 hours to begin. Okay. I'll try my best. So what I was saying last point.
Parents were very attached to it.
But
So Hadai Pandit was so attached to his son that he would, wherever he would go, he would go to marketplace, he'll go for his farming activities. Everywhere he'll carry Nitai with him on his shoulder. He can never leave Nitai even for one moment anywhere. Even for a moment Nitai would not be there in front of his eyes, he will be completely anxious. So this was the attachment of Hadai Pandit for Nitai. One fine day, just cutting the story short, very, very short, compressing. And one fine day, a very wonderful sannyasi, very mysterious sannyasi who has never been seen before, and as per the scriptures, probably he is never seen in future also. Suddenly appeared in the house of Hadai Pandit, and Hadai Pandit was such a dutiful householder. As soon as he saw the sannyasi, immediately he started serving the sannyasi very, very sincerely. And he gave nice prasadam and everything. And the sannyasi also did wonderful Krishna Katha whole night. And they were so happy. And Nitai was also so happy whole night. And next day morning, as the sannyasi wanted to leave, the sannyasi said, "So I will take leave." So Hadai Pandit said, "Please tell me, how can we serve you? We want to do some service to you." So the sannyasi said, "Okay, you want to do some service to me? Then I have only one need, actually. That one need is that actually I am traveling alone and I don't have any assistant. So if you give me this elder son of yours, because I observed him, he's so nice, so wonderful, then I will take care of him and I will teach him everything. You don't have to worry. And he can be my traveling partner. So I'll travel with him and I'll teach him everything whatever he needs to learn." Hadai Pandit, when he heard this, it was a sweet request of a sannyasi, a natural request. Sannyasis travel alone, so naturally he just spoke it. And Hadai Pandit was like thunderbolt fell on his heart. And he was just thinking, how can I do this? Because even for one moment, if Nitai goes, I cannot live. If Nitai goes for a long time, maybe for months, maybe he will return after many, many months, or maybe he'll never return, we don't know. And how will I live? So immediately he went inside and he consulted his wife. And he asked Padmavati that, "What do you say?" And Padmavati said, "My dear husband, whatever you think is best, I am aligning with you." And Hadai Pandit started to consider that in the past, Dasharatha Maharaj was also asked by Vishwamitra Muni for Ram and Lakshman. And Ram was most dear to Lord to Dasharath. But still he agreed. And following the Mahajanas of the past, I should also abide by that. So hence Hadai Pandit agreed. He said, "Okay, because what can you do?" And when he looked at Nitai, he was surprised to see that Nitai was so jolly and happy to go with the sannyasi. Nitai immediately, happily went. By this time, Nityananda Prabhu was 12 years old, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had appeared. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just appeared, and Nityananda was 12 years old, and that time Nityananda Prabhu made this plan of leaving the home. And then with the sannyasi, Nityananda Prabhu left. There is a place called as, what is it? Vishrup?
वो भी सन्यासी आए थे उनको ऐसा
Vishrup was taken by any sannyasi. Vishrup, what happened for Vishrup? He heard one day he heard that his Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata are talking about marriage of Vishrup. So as soon as he heard about that they are talking of marriage, that very night Vishrup left home and took sannyas. That's it. This was description and there. He decided, marriage nahi. So, so like that. There was no other incidents. This is Nitai Prabhu. So then Nitai Prabhu left, he rested at Vishram Tala, and there the deities of Muldhidhar was given all this big discussion in Chakradam. All those who have gone, we have already discussed in Chakradam. Vishram Tala we all went. We probably
जहाँ
not
पर वो
went.
लीला किए थे
हाँ उसी के पास में है एक पेड़ के नीचे थे हाँ जमुना जब वो हो गया कदम खंडी that is different. Vishamtala is also near that place. So anyway, so he went. So Vishamtala is rested for some time and then he left. And this Hadai Pandit, from that time, couldn't enter back to his home. He couldn't eat anything. He couldn't sleep. And he was just thinking of Nitai. He was standing outside and waiting when Nitai will come, when Nitai will come. And sometimes he would look and he'd call, Padmavati, Padmavati, just see that sannyasi is coming back with our Nitai. Just see. And then like that he will speak and he will faint on the ground. No one was coming back. And in that way he will completely become mad remembering Nitai. And in that way for 3 months he neither ate anything, neither drank anything. And remembering Sri Nityānanda Prabhu, he left this world. And as Hadai Pandit left this world, entire Ek Chakra, whose heart and soul was Sri Nitai, also abandoned that village. And Ek Chakra became an abandoned village at that point of time. And here Sri Nityānanda Prabhu went out. After that there is no description of sannyasi. He went out, and then the description Vrindavan Thakur is giving, this is chapter number 9 of Adi Lila. Someone wants to study today. Just giving you the reference. You may study this chapter. It's a very elaborate chapter describing pastimes of Nityānanda Prabhu. So then he went for a pilgrimage. So a lot of places he went. He went to all the holy places, entire South India, North India, every place, every holy place he visited. So why Balramji also went? When Balramji went for a pilgrimage? जब महाभारत युद्ध शुरू होने वाला था, so उस टाइम बलराम जी saw that कि देखो पांडवा भी हमारे relatives हैं और दुर्योधन का तो मैं गुरु हूँ, I am Duryodhan Guru, so I should, and Krishna has taken side of Pandava, so I can't take side the other side. So in that way he decided to abstain, and he immediately went out for a nice pilgrimage. So Maharaj says that whenever there is some difficult situation or conflicts or this, that, then we go for yatra. That's why we keep going for yatras. Maharaj is saying in one lecture. So Balramji went for yatra. So why Balramji went for so many holy places and why Nityānanda went to holy places? What is the reason?
To teaches us.
The main reason is explained in scriptures is that to purify the holy places, because many times these holy places with time becomes contaminated by sinful people. So that's why Balramji and Nityananda Prabhu, they travel to all these holy places to re-establish these holy places. For example, now for us, many times we go to holy places with what thought? Nityananda Prabhu came here, Hari Prabhu, Jai Ho, and then we are like ecstatic. So then that place again becomes a holy place, right? So they create holy places. Okay? The purpose of their tour is to create holy places. Okay, so in that way, Sri Nityānanda Prabhu visited many holy places. In one place, in one of the journey, he met with Sri Madhavendra Puri. Devo. And as he met with Madhavendra Puri, it's a very extended description. Would you like to read? So, this was not part of what we decided today, but it was so ecstatic. Yesterday I was reading with another group of devotees, so I felt it's very wonderful that we can read this. This is Adi Lila, Adi Khand, chapter 9, Chetan Bhagavad. That verse number will be Kumaris, you can see all these places, Gokarna, so many places they went. Maheshmati, all these are here. Let us recite the verses. Ei Mata Nityananda Prabhura Brahmana Daive Madhendra Sahaila Daive Madhavendra Sahaila Darshana. As the Lord travelled in this way by the will of providence, he met with Sri Madhaven Puri. Rivo. So we know this purport, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's purport. Sri Madhaven Puri is a renowned Vaishnava sannyasi and a spiritual master in Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. The seed of desire tree of devotional service served by the Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya first fructified in him. Before him, the symptom of devotional service based on conjugal mellows were not found in Sri Madhava Sampradaya. His disciples include this, and a lot of things are mentioned. And we know this beautiful pastime, Krishna Swairaj Goswami's Pranami. So, that's all. Then we can discuss. Madhavendra Puri Prema Maya Kalevara Prema Maya Jata Sabha Sange Anuchar. The body of Sri Madhaven Puri is imbued with ecstatic love of God, and his followers partake of those same sentiments. Krishna rasa benuar nahi ka ahara Madhavendra Puri dehe Krishna vihara. He did not relish anything other than the loving sentiments for Lord Krishna, who enjoyed his pastimes in the body of Madhaven Puri. So Krishna enjoyed his pastimes in the body of Madhaven Puri. Madhaven Puri is what he's thinking. He's always thinking of Krishna's pastime. So when the pure devotee thinks of Krishna's pastime, it's not some mental activity. There's a difference between when we think, let's say we heard some pastime and we are thinking. So when we are thinking based on Shastras, we imagine actually, right? You're not seeing actually, right? For example, we are thinking of Nitāi-Pada. I gave a description of Nitāi-Pada. So we start thinking, okay, Nitāi-Pada is picturing like this, and then he did. And a picture aata hai na, kitne log picture dekh paate hain? Then when you hear the description, you see the picture. But that picture is a imagination, okay? Right? With our mind only, we are imagining something. So is this good to imagine?
Yes.
Why?
Gives us the remembrance.
But you are actually not, that remembrance what you are having is just imagination forming from the mind.
But Lord can manifest himself.
But that is not Lord. So then how it is beneficial?
One.
देखने की चाह आती है बड़ी डिजायर देखना चाहते हैं
उस imagination से कुछ desire आने लगता है. So actually Vishnu Thakur gives the answer to this. He says that what happens is that when a devotee imagines like this, he need to imagine. He imagines like this based on the Shastra. Right? That time, although he is not thinking of Krishna, because that is not Krishna, this is only mental image. But Krishna is there, who is watching in the heart. Krishna also exists. He sees the devotee imagining. Okay? Krishna is watching us. And he sees, oh, my devotee is imagining like this, and he is thinking of my pastimes. He becomes pleased. Okay, he becomes very happy. Oh, very nice. Although this devotee has no access to my pastimes, but he is trying his best. So he becomes pleased and he bestows his mercy. Right? So that's why a devotee should continue this process. Remembering that Krishna will be happy that I am trying at least. But for Madhaven Puri, or for a pure devotee of the Lord, it's not like that. When they are thinking of Krishna's pastime, actually Krishna is performing pastime in their mind. Actually. Right? So that's why it says here what? Madhavendra Puri Dehe Krishna Ra Vihar. Krishna is doing wonderful pastimes in Madhaven Puri. Deha. You understand? So that is the difference. जहाँ शिष्य प्रभु आचार्य वर गोसाई की कही बार तार प्रेमेरा बढ़ाई. What more can I say about the devotion of he who was the spiritual master of Sri Advaita Acharya? Haribo. Madhava Puri ra dekhi lena Nityananda. Tatta shane prema murcha hailane shepanda. When Nitāi-Pada saw Bhajan Puri, he was immediately stunned in ecstatic love and fell to the ground unconscious. Nityānanda dekhi matra Shri Madhava Puri. Padila murchita hai apana pasari. Seeing Nityananda, Bhajan Puri forgot himself and fell unconscious. Haribo. Bhakti rase Madhavendra adi sutradhar. Gaur Chandra iha kahi ache na bar bar. Shri Gaurchand has repeatedly stated that Shri Bhajan Puri is the original root of worship in ecstatic love. Haribo. दोहे मूर्छा हाई लेना दोहा दर्शने. कांदाए ईश्वर पुरी आदि शिष्य गणे. After they both fell unconscious, Nitan Prabhu, Bhajan Prabhu देखे गिर गए. Complete ecstasy में जाके गिर गए. Bhajan Puri Nitan Prabhu को देखकर सीधे जाके गिर गए. जब So Bhajan Prabhu के साथ 9 उनके स्पेशल सन्यासी डिसाइपल्स ट्रैवल कर रहे थे उस टाइम पे. So उनमें से एक है आदि ईश्वरपुरी आदि, headed by Ishwarpuri, and others. Bhajan Thakur is giving the answer that Adi means the other 9 sannyasis, the 9 ladies. So they were all traveling. So they वो लोग क्या करने लगे, वो लोग रोने लगे. Out of great love for Krishna, they started crying. शने के हाइला बाया दृष्टि दोई जना. अन्यों ने गला धरी करे न क्रंदन. After some time, when they regained external consciousness, then they held each other's neck and began to cry. Haribo! बाहु गड़ी जाए दोई प्रभु प्रेम रसे. ओंकार करे कृष्ण प्रेमेरा आवेशे. Overwhelmed in ecstatic love for Krishna, they then rolled in the sand and cried out loudly, Krishna, Krishna! Krishna, Krishna! प्रेम नदी बहे दोई प्रभु रनायने. पृथ्वी हैला सिक्त धन्या. पृथ्वी हैला सिक्त धन्या हे न माने. Tears of love flowed like rivers from their eyes and soaked Mother Earth, thereby making her feel gratified. Haribo. Kampa ashru pulak bhavera antanai. Doi dehe viharai chaitanya gosai. Shivering, shedding tears, hairs standing on end, and other ecstatic symptoms appeared without end, for Lord Chaitanya personally reside in their bodies. Haribo. Nityānanda bole jata tirtha korila. Samyakata hara phala aji paila. Nityananda said, whatever pilgrimage I have performed till now has only borne fruit today. Nayane dekhinu madhavendra charana. ए प्रेम देखिया धन्य हईला जीवन Today I have seen the lotus feet of Madhavan Puri. By seeing his ecstatic love of God, my life has become successful. Haribo. Madhavendra Puri Nityananda Kori Kole. Uttarana Spure Kantha Ruddha Prema Jale. Madhavan Puri embraced Lord Nityananda and was unable to reply, for his throat was choked with love. So Nityananda Prabhu said, today my pilgrimage is successful, but Madhavan was not able to reply. He's just so much in ecstasy seeing Nityananda Prabhu. Hena Prita Hai Lena Madhavendra Puri. Vaksha Haite Nityananda Bahira Nakari. Sri Madhavan Puri was so pleased that he was unable to release Nityananda from his embrace. Haribo! Ishwara Puri Brahmananda Puri Adi Jata. Sarva Shishya Hai Lena Nityananda Rata. Ishwar Puri, Brahmanand Puri and other disciples of Madhavan Puri all felt great attachment for Lord Nityananda. Haribo! Sabe jata mahajana sambhashana korena. Krishna prema kaharo sharire na dekhena. They had previously come across many sadhus, but they had never before seen such devotional symptoms. Sabhai paine dukha durjana sambhashishya. Ateva vana sabhe bhramena dekhiya. They always felt distressed while conversing with materialistic people, so they decided to travel through the forest. सबको उसी से मिलना अच्छा नहीं लगता था. अन्योने से सब दुखेरा हैला ना. अन्योने देखी कृष्ण प्रेमेरा प्रकाश. Now with this meeting their distress was mitigated and their love for Krishna was aroused. Koto dena Nityananda Madhavendra Sangha. Brahmena Shri Krishna Katha Parananda Range. For some days Nitai traveled with Madhavan Puri and relished discussing topics of Lord Krishna. Madhavendra Katha Ati Adbhuta Kathana. Megh dekhi liye matra hoye na achetana. Characteristics of Madhavan Puri are so most wonderful. He fell unconscious just by seeing a dark cloud, because that was a reminder for Krishna. Ahara nisha Krishna preme matte pera praya. Hase kande hai hai kare haya haya. Out of love for Krishna, he would day and night laugh, cry and exclaim, hi, hi, almost like a drunkard. The goal of life is to become happy, right? You know, if whatever hard work you are doing in this world is meant to become happy. You find here, these devotees are always in ecstasy of happiness. You know. So hence what we are looking for is this. Haribo. Nityananda Mahamatta Govindera Rase. Dholiya dholiya pade atta atta hase. Lord Nityananda was intoxicated with loving sentiments for Govinda. He would laugh loudly and sway to and fro with love of God. Haribo. तोहरा अद्भुत भाव देखी शिष्य गण मेरा बदी हरि बोली करे कीर्तन Madhavan's disciple constantly chanting the name of Hari as they observe their extraordinary symptoms of love. Ratri din geha nahi jane prema rase Toto kal jaye ke hat kshan nahi base The two forgot whether it was day or night in their absorption of ecstatic love. Although they remained together for a number of days, they considered that time hardly a moment. कितने दिन चलेगा तो उनको लगा रहे अभी एक क्षण ही बस बीता है. Like that, if you keep doing katha like this till tomorrow morning, then you can say, तो अभी तो 10 नहीं बजा है. अभी तो एक क्षण ही बीता है, अभी तो थोड़ा ही. And tomorrow morning 8:30 we can end the class. And then you can say, bro, 8:30 तो class का timing था ना, class शुरू हुआ अभी तो. माधवेंद्र संग जता हैला आख्याना ये जाना एता कृष्ण चंद्र से प्रमाणा. Who can know all the incidents that took place between Nityananda and Madhavendra? Only Krishna can know. Madhavendra Nityananda chadite na pare. Niravati Nityananda samahati vihare. Madhavendra was unable to give up the association of Nityananda, so he constantly remained with him. So Madhavendra जा ही नहीं पा रहे थे. Nitai भी जा नहीं पा रहे थे. Madhavendra दोनों एक दूसरे छोड़ ही नहीं पा रहे थे. Although they had to continue their pilgrimages. Madhavendra बोले प्रेम ना देखी को था. सही मोरा सर्वतीर्थ है न प्रेम जथा. These are very important verses. Now Madhavendra is speaking about Nityananda Tattva. So now we are going to hear from Madhavendra about Nityananda. Madhavendra said, I have never seen such ecstatic love. Wherever such love of God is found, that is my favorite holy place. Haribo. Jani lo Krishnera kripa ache mora prati. Nityananda hena bando paino samhati. I know Krishna has bestowed his mercy on me because he has given me the association of Nityananda. Haribo.